New decade, new Bad Boys film here on Rich Reviews. Hi there, folks, and I just got out of seeing Bad Boys for Life, and let me confess, did we really need a new Bad Boys film 18 years later? Although, let's face it, if you really think about it, when the first Bad Boys film came out, Michael Bay was thinking to himself, okay, I scored a major coup by getting Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, two hot TV stars at the time who are looking to become major movie stars. Now, 18 years later after the second film, things have roughly changed. This is basically a Will Smith film, and Martin Lawrence really hasn't done much since the mid-2000s. Let me first of all start off by saying this is written by a couple of guys and Joe Carnahan, and this is directed by a couple of guys from apparently Belgium who think to themselves, okay, let's copy Michael Bay's style of filmmaking here, which is basically fast cars, fast editing, hot chicks, and gunplay. That's really all a Michael Bay film is. Can you successfully copy a Michael Bay film if you're not Michael Bay? Sure, if you can do it well. I mean, Michael Bay is relegated to essentially a cameo appearance, and that's no complaint from me. Trust me, folks, when I say that, I'll be honest, there's no complaints from me that we haven't had our Bad Boys film in 18 years. But, such as it is, basically has Mike and Marcus. Mike gets shot. Marcus comes to realize his mortality and decides he wants to quit. Mike is out for revenge partially. And basically, Joe Pantoliano, who plays the hard-ass captain from probably the first two films, is like, you know you're going to make my life hard, you know that? And hey, there you go. That guy here is a female drug lord and her son, and they don't really do much of anything that warrants any more significance than that. Then the last act, this film turns into something that I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, didn't Gemini Man do that? Essentially better or worse, depending on the viewpoint. For me, folks, I've seen worse films coming out of January. I've seen better films coming out of January. And I just sat there thinking, okay, this exists. The final scene basically says, oh yeah, if this movie makes enough money, we'll start a fourth film and maybe end that franchise there. But for me, it's sort of like, oh yeah, Tom Arnold has always stated, oh yes, we're going to make a True Lies 2. No one wanted a True Lies 2, and no one necessarily needed a Bad Boys for Life. So we do get a couple of nice girls to look at, one of whom has to be head of a thing called Ammo, and Vanessa Hudgens. Basically, Martin Lawrence just shouts out one-liners most of the time. Do a cappella to the Bad Boys theme song. It's like, really, you can easily just watch the opening of Cops and that would be sufficient. And here's the thing, apparently the audience, that was what was laughing this film up. If I had to give this film a positive, the final scenes in this film involving basically a hotel, and you know this is going to be one of those hotels where basically everything is going to land perfectly on cue. Once again, we have another film in which the bad guys can't shoot straight, but the good guys obviously can shoot for back. And folks, I took a bad movie science class in college. Go take that course. It'd be wonderful for you guys to figure out what science would actually look like here. Really, that's basically it. My apologies for not giving me anything more specific than that. And when Mike comes to realize that, oh yeah, this one particular thing is happening, it's like, well, duh. So in the end, folks, what I'm going to say about Bad Boys for Life, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give this a Netflix ranking because, quite frankly, I have better things to fry for this year, and I don't really care to have this thing in my worst list because life is too short. So, folks, Bad Boys for Life, have you seen this? What did you think? How would you rank the Bad Boys trilogy if you could? As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, earn yourself with knowledge. I will see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray.